When I was young, I used to get a lot into fights. And then once I walked into martial arts class, that was the place where I felt comfortable. My first teacher used to struggle with me because he said I never knew what to do with you, whether to promote you or kick you out, because whenever he will be off and I will take over a class, it used to be basically me abusing everybody else in the class. And then I just grew more into it as I got older. There. That's it, let's go. I became an instructor of martial arts quite accidentally, really, when my first son Tarek took it on, and I saw him train. I saw the class he was in, and I was just not satisfied with the standards, and I thought, well, I could do a better job, and he just grew from there. At the moment, I probably teach about 4 or 5 days a week. I charge, but just a nominal fee just to help me out. In reality, probably a quarter of the people that do come don't actually pay anything, or they pay very much when they can, as they can, and whatever they can. And I don't do it for the money. I'm lucky enough that I don't need to at the moment. If I had to make a living entirely from it, obviously it would be different. I would have to treat it more as a business. It was like in the movies. All right? You need shot with a machine gun. Has to be the moment they kick to this, fast, quick reaction. I love teaching my own children. It's something that builds a relationship between them and me, that they are doing something that I love. It's diverse because not all of them love it with the same passion that I do. Faster! Faster! Believe me, guys, my grandmother can go faster than that. I hope that they can be confident people. I definitely saw that change with Tarek. He was my first son. He used to struggle when he was little, making friends in the playground. Once he took up martial arts and he put the commitment and the hard work into it, and he started to be good at it, he became very confident, very friendly, and now I think he's a very well-settled, well-mannered young man. He has no problem making friends anywhere with anyone.
It's you.
That's you when you're 4.
Sophia was 2 then.
I would love to win the lottery and have enough money that I know if I go to work it's because I want extra money or because I enjoy it, not because I have to. But we don't all live in a perfect world. So.
I finished all my today on all my class.
I love teaching martial arts, but to do it commercially and to make a living from it is a little bit hard. And I just didn't want it to become a business in the sense that all I have to think of is profit.
Careful, Gemma. Don't do that.
Dalia! Now she's best interested. You're too far. This family friend told me that they were working in the rickshaws. They were making good money. I didn't think it was going to be that good. And I thought, well, about winter, rain, all these other things. And he took me in one night. And I thought, well, I'll go in, I'll just have a look and decide later. But then he said, no, come on, just get on the bike. I'll show you how to use the bike. You can work. And I made like £150 in a couple of hours. And then I thought, well, that's it. I'll do this more.
Having the rickshaw means I can look after my finances, look after my family, and then I'm free to teach martial arts the way I want to teach it, to teach how I want to who I want.
There is no standard rickshaw customer. People think it's tourists. No, it's all kind of people, different times of the night, different kinds of customers, different kind of requests. We make good money with our trips. We get lots of money with good commissions from some nightclubs. Definitely the strip clubs pay the highest commissions, and then obviously people do ask for brothels, people do ask for drugs, they ask for other things. There might be some drivers who are quite happy to offer all kind of things that their customers want to make a commission on it. I draw the line at brothels rather than I think that's quite common. They probably go there anyway. I do get asked a lot for drugs, and that's the one thing where I just say, look, I cannot help you with that. That's the limit of what I do. I just find it as an ethical issue. I say that I cannot. It's not. That is one thing I will not help people get. This is not a problem. My legs are strong and I really need the money. In fact, I've actually had quite often people taking drugs while traveling with me, and more often than not, I've just stopped the bike and said, please get off. It's like, I've literally had people having sex at the back of the bike while I was riding them. That doesn't bother me, right? I find it kind of amusing. But drugs is one point where I draw the line. I just don't feel comfortable with that at all. Just towards the end of the summer last year, I got called up to pick up a customer from a hotel, and he had 2 strippers with him, and we had the lights and the music, and they are requested to ride for about 2 hours through very quiet streets with low music, so the girls could do a strip show on the bike for him while I was driving. Hey girls, come on, I'll take your half price. It generally pays off to get along with other drivers. Sometimes you need to do jobs together. Sometimes you need to share passengers. Sometimes you just need to fix a tire or a broken chain. So it just pays off. There is obviously those guys you get along with better than others. There are those guys who are not very friendly. And you also have those guys who are just total idiots that nobody tolerates. I'm going home. I'm going home because no money here.
We have different garages and things where we use them as bases. Usually there is some security system. Some of the guys who are single and maybe don't have money or they don't want to spend money, they live there, so that is added security. They're looking after the bikes. Some guys are dodgy, sometimes you don't get along with everybody, but more or less everybody tries to help each other out. A good instance was this weekend on a Friday night. I saw one of the riders being beaten up by his customers, and I just jumped up and got into the fight. And I didn't know what the reason was. Then I got explained that basically they fell asleep on the rickshaw and they woke up because they were so drunk and they didn't have money, and they blamed the rider saying, oh, he nicked our money while we fell asleep or something. And I know the rider, I know that he wouldn't do that kind of thing. Rickshaw is not an issue job, but it's nice to know that, if I'm really short of money, all I have to do is go out, and in the worst case scenario, I'll make 10, 20 pounds. Nice and strong.
Come on, Lucy, you're doing well. Come on. Come on, Lucy.
No, stop this.
If they didn't succeed ever, then I would be very concerned. Obviously, one example was that tournament that we attended, and we didn't do great, but we didn't do terrible. So it was in a couple of moments where I saw people doing well and doing the things I've been teaching them, when I felt fulfilled, and that's what makes it worth it.
Okay, respect, it's very, very good. What's the most important thing? I told you what to do to counter her, and you tried it, and you did it. You lacked a bit of power, but that's all right. We can fix that, okay? You were listening. This is all about you listening, and you're trying to do better. And you did really good. Come on, listen, I don't care your mum here. I'm going to give you a big kiss.
It's the happiness I see in them. It's the happiness I see in the parents for the youngers. The confidence growing. That's what I do it for. That's my reward. It's a double block. There. I grab, I punch. I push, I punch.